Hello again everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We're back in Orzammar in the Diamond Quarter and we're going to head into the Shaperet, I think. See what we can find in here. All these scholars and people wanting things to do and stuff and
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
Oh god, someone's stolen something, I guess.
Are you with that warrior girl who's always here?
The warrior girl? I don't know what you mean.
Perhaps you should stand over there instead.
Fine.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperet. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Thief in the House of Learning. So someone's stolen something. That's good. Well, it's not good at all, but you know. You know what I mean. Book. Concerning the loss of the Legion of Steel. Altar?
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
Yeah, what kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta.
Huh.
Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Oh! No offense, Altar. You're not making me ill or anything. I'm just sneezing. I could try to find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn?
I'm a Grey Warden,
There
for God's
aren't
sake.
even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Lost to the memories. So she wants to know if she's a noble or not. Okay.
Shh. I'm doing very important work.
Of course you are. Shaper.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Zebor. How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Huh. Let's talk about Orzammar, Lord Shaper.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
Yeah. That's what Branka was?
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
It's impressive. Where's Branka now?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
How'd the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Nacht Both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Huh. What about the castless?
The castless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Oof. Seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Tell me some of Orzamar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Shirok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
Ouch. How'd you lose your golem
Paragon
scones?
Caridin, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridin's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Where's Kal Shirok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Shirok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Never mind. Stop basic
I will
Orzammar again.
settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Go back to my first questions.
Please, speak your mind.
Like you've been to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
One of Orzamar's owners returned to spread the chant.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
What harm would it do to let him preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzamar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
There you go.
I will record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
I'm sure you won't. Let's go all these books. So what's going on? What's up here? Anything or nothing? Orzammar politics.
It has begun.
In praise of the humble Noak. That's interesting.
As you say.
Legion of the Dead? What's that about them? Wall of Memories. Dwarven Faith. Traditional Dwarven folk songs. There's a chest there as well. Gloves of Diligence. Nice. And the Search for the True Prophet. Well, these Gloves of Diligence. Anything interesting? Silverite. They're quite good. They're quite good gloves, to be fair. But I don't know if they're better than mine or Alistar's, especially with the set bonus. Let's head back out here then. Let's also save as well, just in case the game crashes again, because it probably will. at some point. So head to the chamber of the assembly then. See if we can maybe get any approval of people. Vartag.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
You know who I am?
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
The treaty obliged Orzammar Central to the surface. I fully aid against the Blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Is there somewhere I could help?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrimont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Harrimont hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought King Indrid himself spotted Harrimont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrimont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
True. What must I do to prove my good intentions?
Harrimont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrimont's deception...
Irrefutable evidence? Which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harrimont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast.
Ah.
I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Why did you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrimont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
His grandfather's aunt's first cousin. What the? His grandfather was Lord Harrimon's aunt's first cousin, of course. Wow. He'll hold a distant relative over his duty.
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
What to think about this?
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
I'll have to hear about what Harriman wants to do before I do anything else.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Right.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Yeah, things aren't going well in Orzammar at all, are they? Jesus.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize the Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Is there any way I can break this stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Verender, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you. Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you?
How's the election looking now?
At this point, they're stone for stone. I wouldn't put any coin on the outcome. It's still up in the air, though. One big surprise, and it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate.
Who's on the Assembly?
Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desha, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Let me know when they stop bickering.
Not until something forces their...
Right, so we'll go and speak to Lord Harrowmont's man, see what he has to offer us. Because Balin wants us to basically incriminate... Dulin, hello?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Verender.
Ah.
Second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I would treat you obliging, I would speak with Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
Right. How can I prove I'm not working for Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
You want me to find out where your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Ah, interesting. Let's the proving to see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the common.
I'd rather do that than try and like...
Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Right. Let's see. So I can either... Right. So let's try and find out why those fighters don't want to fight for Harrowmont anymore. What's in the Royal Palace? Can't imagine it'd be overly important right now, given there's no one actually who holds the throne, but you know. Let's have a look. Guards, nobles. The usual folks.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Rightio.
It's good to see the Grey Wardens know the rightful king in Orzammar.
Greetings.
Let's have a wander around the palace, see what we can find. Whoa!
You idiot! This isn't the vault.
Enemies approaching.
What the f— Holy mother of God. This was very unexpected. We should be okay though, I think. Despite the surprise.
Now we're going to
Just batter him with our shield, that'll solve every problem. There we are.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things. Thanks again, Warden.
You're welcome.
As you say.
Thieves tried to tunnel under the palace to steal things. Well, that's a hell of a thing, isn't it? There's nothing in this room at all. Why the hell's this here? How strange. Nothing much at all here, is there? Hope there's no more thieves we can find in here. There's a crate with ice crystal.
As you say.
And some leather gloves. And a glass phylactery. Many of King Endarin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. The air is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. Right. Well, you know what's going to happen here. A freaking Revenant's going to show up. So first, let's level up Alistair. Put 2 in a strength and 1 into constitution. And we shall... What should we do? Assault or shield wall? Yeah, I'll do assault. And let's also save the game, since things are probably going to kick off. Let's use this, let's take this vial. The glass fractures at your touch. What a surprise! Whoever knew a Revenant would show up here? I had no idea. I had no clue at all that this was going to happen. What a shock!
I tried to be merciful.
Luckily, he hasn't brought any of his any goons with him. So, how the hell did Wynn die? She was perfectly healthy, as just not too long ago. What the hell happened there? I mean, I guess that's the thing. If we just use another health pearl just quickly. Certainly didn't expect that to happen. His strikes do a lot of damage, and Alistair's dead. His strikes do a lot of damage, to be fair. I should have been a little bit more professional, I guess, maybe here. If we keep ourselves topped up, though, we should be okay, I think. No, we are taking a lot of hits.
No! It is done.
There we go.
We won? We did. Yay! We won. I shall do it.
Alistair sounds slightly in pain. We've got four out of the 5 of the corpse walkers anyway. We don't have no injury kits, do we? Bollocks.
Yes.
She can make them, can't she? Well, she could if we had any deep mushrooms, which we don't. So, yeah. Let's carry on. Chest
Something on your mind?
No, don't speak to Alistair. I was using Liliana. Doesn't it make sense? Oh, another love letter. There's so many of those knocking around for some reason. I don't know why. What's in here? It's the throne room. This is the throne of Orzammar. Very interesting indeed. You don't expect to see so many, What happened there? This pressure plate is doing something. If I ask them to stay there, has something opened up? I don't know what that's doing, but sounds like something's opening. I don't know what it is. Nothing happens, right? That's useful.
The Prince values your support, Warden.
If I pile everyone on this one button and just have them stay there, does that actually do anything, or am I just... I'm so confused. What if everyone stepped on there? Sounds like it's doing something. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't have the faintest idea what that's actually done. If anything. How strange. Maybe we'll learn more about whatever that is later on, but right now, don't have the faintest idea what that is. I don't know if it has any bearing on anything. It's just some very strange pressure plate in the middle of the room. Especially considering you can't see anything moving from where you are either. I'm sure you can't see a single thing. Weird. Very weird. The only thing that could maybe be affected is this kind of top left area. But we can't go in there right now, so... who knows? Right, so
Lord Balin's impending marriage to a castless proves his dedication to change. No dwarf is without worth, he has been heard to say.
Right. I guess so.
News of the hour. Questions remain as to Lord Balin's involvement in King Endrin's death. Possibility of patricide scandals shocking.
Sounds like a news reporter. Okay, so on that note, I think we'll end this episode here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you did, then please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will catch you in the next episode of Dragon Age Origins. That's it, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.